Hello everyone, today is Monday, 28th of April, so time for another market weather bulletin to see what is going on Bitcoin and perhaps in some other chart. Before moving to the chart, big thanks to ZoomX, that is the sponsor of this video. Make sure you trade with me on ZoomX. You can find the referral link in the description below. Before moving into the chart, also make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and a like, and have those notifications on so you will not miss the next video. But since we have a lot to talk, we don't wait further, and we move immediately to the Bitcoin chart. So we did have some very positive development on the last few days with a big impulse to 94-95k. So trying to start as always with a naked chart to have as much as possible an unbiased view on the chart. We can immediately note without mapping level two issues. The first one, that Bitcoin found or is finding acceptance back above this range that was lost back in the end of February, beginning of March, and finally we find acceptance back above. You can also clearly see then we will define better the level that we technically retested, and now we are moving inside this little range above this former support level. The second very positive news is that this downtrend was finally broken. Probably the structure was something like this if you want to take the most recent with these lower lows, and this was the last lower high and was broken here, so that the market structure on the daily is turned bullish. So we have two very strong factors that gave us on high time frame, this is the 12 hours or the daily, gave us a bullish bias. So these are super important factor. One negative, let's say, factor or factor to balance our bias is that we are arguably still below the range high of this range. So this we can select this range in several ways, but if we take the first swing low and the first swing high, these are the two levels, we are more or less trading at this key resistance or range high level. So this could be a matter of concern, at least in the short term. If we check RSI in order to get also feeling of the momentum, we go on the daily because it gives better view. We did have two issues. First one, that we broke this downtrend, both in price, more or less. You see, RSI was following the price, so this downtrend, this diagonal resistance was acting as resistance both in price and RSI, and when we broke both RSI and price. And the other important factor is that on the daily we finally broke above the 50 level, that, as you can see, starting from more or less up here when we started to lose down and trade here below, the RSI 50 level always acted as resistance, and finally exactly here when we broke out at this level, RSI broke above 50. So we do have several signs of strength, and we try as much as possible to adapt to the bullish bias. If we define a little bit our level, we know that this was the old range. This is potentially the new range. I will take it short without using volume profile and other indicator. Or to make it very quickly, the volume profile is more or less giving us these two levels. I will just mark the discrepancy on these two ranges. No. So we take the volume profile also of this range we are here, and we do get, I'm selecting the value of this and the value of that, and we get more or less this level of discrepancy. No, sorry, it's this. Yes, that is from value area low of this range here and value area high of this range here. So we get this. So in both cases, using standard range and volume profile, we are above this because the value area is here, and we are back inside this because the value area low is here. And we are above this level that is around here. Only, let's say, argument for concern is this swing high here that is acting as resistance. So let me clear a little bit the chart. First, I want to develop some ideas, some plan, then we can see the management of the current position. So what is happening here? We are being locally not really rejected, but we are finding some resistance, and the price has been consolidating inside here, this little range that I've been monitoring over the weekend, and I was sending update both on X and Telegram, is this little range we have here. So this range was deviated, was lost, and now price is moving back above. So I will give a lot of relevance to this range once is resolved, and this is what is looking now. If this range is resolved to the upside, I will consider this range as all the range we had in this uptrend move. Basically this one, and basically this one. So this range, we did have consolidation, range broke above, consolidation, break above. Now we have a consolidation. If this range break above, means that all these ranges are continuation ranges or reaccumulation range, implying that the high is not yet set. When I refer to the high, is the high that we are printing presently. So somehow the structure was this. So now we have a 20K move from 74, 75 to 95. We are trying to understand where this high will be printed. Because in all the market structure, there will be an high, even if it's bullish, a lower high, and then a continuation like this. So we are trying to understand where this will be formed. And the way I will try to select or to understand or to anticipate where this high will be formed will be potentially seeing ranges finally breaking down and showing sign of local low time frame distribution. So why is interesting for us to let me clean a bit. Why is interesting for us to understand where this is happening? Because we say that our bias now is bullish because we are going to the upside, to the top right corner. But even in a bullish bias, we know that there will be retracement. There will be highs, and then there will be lower highs. So the interest here is to try to understand where this high will be print to potentially play a short low time frame scalp and to be ready to long swing again this, because price is fractal. Inside this we do have 4 hour or 1 hour market structure that is doing something different than the high time frame market structure. So we want to see if here there will be a break on this structure, potentially signaling that we are printing the daily higher high, and then we could play some low time frame scalp short going down, and what is much more important in the scalp short, be ready for swing longs. Why we need to understand where the high will be printed? Because according to where the high will be printed, we will be able to calculate level using Fibonacci, demand, and other style of the potential by the dip here. So at the moment, this high is not yet confirmed. We don't know if it will confirm here just above this swing high in the resistance that I mentioned before, or if we continue to move higher. So we can use some further confluence and see what is happening here, especially on RSI. We can see that while we printed, Let me zoom a bit better so you can see better. On the 4 hour, for sure, we see that there is the beginning of a divergence. So here we started to go down while price was going up. Now we need to see what happened on this. You see clear RSI down channel that is happening here, contrary to what is happening to the price. We can also see to have a better period the 12 hour and see if we get a similar divergence. And you can see that we are starting also being on over both territory, so it's an extreme level. I don't care if it's overbought per se, but I care that a possible reversion happen on extreme territory. We can see that these highs have been printing while here there was a little divergence. So also RSI showed potential moment of reversion. Now the big question mark is this sweep here sufficient to start a reversal? Basically the sweep we had here, or if we need a further sweep. So to form something that is 1, 2, potentially what is happening now, and then 3, something like this. Also always holding this bearish divergence. If we get this and a strong rejection, then we can potentially find acceptance back below the range I was mentioning, that this is 1, and then potentially after traction forward. But again, we are not here to make prediction. It's just to see potential level. I cannot exclude the fact that after this we simply break and we continue to go up. RSI showing weakness, but the trend is strong, so need to play this very careful. Going to the position, you know that during the weekend I was short in this range. Now the position is stopped at break even, but to just give a quick, it will be stopped somewhere there because my entry was somewhere here. My position was this, looking for something like this, basically for a standard range. I enter on the Fibonacci golden pocket. Here, so I think yes, my position is probably be stopped out, but I managed to take some profit here at the bullish Fibonacci, that was this one that I mapped yesterday update. So it was a profitable thing because I had to take some profit here. Basically because we find acceptance back inside this. There was a market structure later as the Fibonacci moved down. Now again, the bullish momentum is showing is stronger than the bearish, because to clean here you can make the fighting of this Fibonacci to show you. That's why what is happening now is very important. This the bullish move, and we tested this level that is exactly the 0.75 and the golden pocket just here. We bounced. Now we are going to face the bearish move that is this level here. So it's really a moment of truth. If we are really bullish, we will break and we continue to go up as we did here. If we get a rejection, probably bearish is stronger and we go again down to break this down. This is happening just as I record, so probably the moment I will be able to publish the video, this will be already broken. But I think this bullish versus bearish Fibonacci is something that you can help. It can help you to see quickly wherever we stand in terms of potential move. Especially these Fibonacci are very good on choppy environment, like this chop we had here. So once again, bullish move, retested here, 0.75 moving up. This we can make it green to to be easy for you to see, while the bearish move, let's say partially bearish move, testing here, and now we want to see if it's rejecting and going down. In this case, it will be the bearish move. We know that the bias, everything is more bullish than bearish, so whatever we play bearish move on a bullish bias, we have to be super careful. So this is the level I'm looking here on low time frame, and will help me to guide on this move on feeling the sentiment on low time frame. An update that many of you have asked is this position that we had from last week. I explained it many times because I saw these levels, the worst to enter. This is the average entry at around 91.3 something. The position was filled inside because there was a supply here, and because I think this level was more or less this one. This Fibonacci here was the first entry, and this is the second entry. Obviously, my level was sliced through. I managed, as I updated, to do some damage control halfway here, to close half of the position, so to reduce my risk here. Now the point is that I don't see reason to close the other half just very close to here. Also because we are, as I was saying, starting to reject from this level. So should we move down here in that range I was mentioning before and see a bounce, probably it would make sense to close it here to do further damage control. If this range closes down, I will do it. But here again, to close the other half, I like to have this as position because we are at resistance. So resistance is not really a level you should get scared for a short, but is a level that is resisting. As long as it's resisting, is fine. I will be okay if we push above and break my structure, then I will lose potential for other entry, as I said. So to be very clear on this position was filling this area, and the average entry is this. At this level, we cut 50%. So now we have less risk to close again here below resistance, since is resistance, and this was, we said, this is the level that we want to see resistance. We had our stop loss above this level, so now I don't see the reason, I don't know how to further explain it, to close it just at the resistance that I believed was supposed to be the resistance to support the splice, and that's why my stop loss is above this level. Recognizes the strength. We did some damage control. Now going back to the range we saw before, that is more or less this one. If we come down to this range, we see a bounce, strength, RSI divergence, whatever, that this range is gonna last. Probably could be an option to close another 50% down here, almost at break even. Because then this little range can give a bounce. If this range slides through and we start to find acceptance below, then this position can stay as it is, because resistance did the resistance. In this area we got a distributive range, as I was mentioning before, price action to develop and to give me some moment. Here, since again I received many questions about this, here at the level where I knew there was resistance, and as long as this resistance hold, I don't see reason to close it. If the resistance will not resist anymore, it will break and will stop the position, but that's why we have a stop loss. So we move forward to see some other data, and then we can develop some trade plan. This is the heat map. We see that we are taking out some liquidity. There is further orders above, very layer down, so this doesn't tell me too much. During the weekend there was some spoofing of order here to stop the price. As you can see, again they're trying to spoof the price, adding orders here to stop it. So we have to see the reaction. But here the heat map is not really saying much. You can see exactly the same here on the chart. All these highs are a resistance level. On here, what I see interesting is that all the development of this price action we have on the weekend was show a very passive spot. Is this green one selling? As you can see, perp all the price all above here in this range, while the spot was taking price profit pretty aggressively. You can see the same, probably a bit better on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, yes, where you see spot taking profit and closing position and going down. Spot cannot short, so whenever you see spot going down means that they're taking profit and going down, and perps holding the price here. Similar you can see on exchanges. After the big move where most of the exchange are in blue here and are pushing, over the weekend is normal, not much pressure. The only constant in blue is the perps position. Coinbase, that was a strong buyer in the past, reduce the buying pressure. So we have to see today on New York Open what happened. Today morning Binance Spot was buying a bit, but not followed by other. New York Open will be in a few hours, so it will be very, very telling to see what happened here, especially on the order book within spot and the perps position. So since I already trying to make sense of the next plan, so I'm already short from my time frame, and probably I will stop here. I have to check it later. I have already a swing short. I'm not really interested to add exposure to short, also because we are in an uptrend on a time frame, so short should be really scalp and edging position. I'm more interested to see if we get a rejection here to buy a dip, and to select some buying the dip level. We use a few, so we explain about this range. So I can see a few scenario on a time frame. The level I would be the most interested, but I'm not sure we'll get a dip here, is this one. Sorry. That is the demand or the block that created this move. Let's say the lower level. We don't want to see this level broken, and this would potentially give a pretty high time frame swing long, something like this, and potentially higher to all-time high. This is the first area of interest, but until this high is not confirmed and we start to drop down, I will not put the order because it's pretty useless. So this is the first area of interest, and let's call it 12 hour order block that created the move up. Then we can add the standard Fibonacci and see if we get some confluence, but I don't think so. It would be even lower. So what I'm doing here, I'm chasing a little bit and then looking at these lows. What is the confluence of these lows? Is more or less OB order block, and we have this level here. So the level of interest is becoming a little bit wider, and we know here there is this level. All these are confluent with a fill of this gap that is very interesting. So this would be the wider area of interest for long. To define it a little bit further, it would be here, and this point of control, the lower boundary, because we know that this point of control could potentially become support, and the golden pocket of this bullish move, the upper boundary. So this golden pocket, and this is the point of control. So potentially something around here with layered down and would be confluent with the with the 12-hour OB. This would be the super ideal entry of what would look like market structure wise, something like this. Breakdown, breakout structure, coming here and then moving up, hiding stop loss below the last lower low that would invalidate the bullish bias. This is the first level. Also, first and mainly only level I would be interested for swing. Also, this first entry on the golden pocket somewhere here would be this former, let's make it blue, this former resistance level. As you can see. Always fighting with trading view, resistance, 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 and finally breakout. So if you get a dip here, super interesting to buy, then according to where the eye will be printed, we will define that. This is the first, and this for the swing. The second one, we go back to our little range. We add some confluence because we are in an uptrend. Let me check is the right one. Yes. What do we have? This little range in case we come down to test this little range low, potentially on the 1 hour time frame, that could be a scalp long, along with the 1 hour EMA 200 that is holding since we started to break up. So this would look something like this, with that invalidation below the deviation, and then aiming at a further move up. So we come here, we make a little deviation, and the invalidation will be below the deviation. At the moment, I cannot formulate and put orders on neither these two, but these would be the two interesting levels that I'm watching. I leave you a few seconds to see them and to get the full explanation. Make sure that if you want to take this trade, you trade with me on ZoomX. You can find the referral link on the description below. You can get a 50% cashback, even if I'm in touch with my agent. It should become 100% soon, so you can deposit $100 and get 50 or 100 as a cashback. I'm also using ZoomX. It's a pretty cool exchange. You see, this is our underwater long, and I also prepare a long for Solana, as I was explaining on the on X with 100 sol here for a dip on the 147 level, as I posted on my X profile. So I think is everything for today. Just to make a quick and recap, not to take the video too long. Bias is turning bullishly on a time frame, but somewhere there will be an higher high. So this level could be interested for scalp short. I'm personally already took a scalp short and was profitable, and I already have a swing short, so I'm not making too many plans on this. I explain you very well how I'm planning to manage this swing short. Hope is clear. For long, there is two level I'm eyeing. One is a potential long on this little range if we get a dip below around range low and a little deviation, or if we get a further pullback here down below on the golden pocket, this former resistance level that now is support, and the 12-hour OBM point of control. Most probably once I will see where the eye is printed, I will try to spread my bids exactly around this level. So if everything gets filled, my average entry would be around 85. But we need to see what the markets want to do. I'm not making prediction here. I will just try to adapt to what the price will do and how it will move. As you can see, this first entry will be also confluent with a retest of this range low level. I think it's everything. It's already pretty long, half an hour. I hope you you find it useful, remember to trade with me on ZoomX. You will find the referral link on the description below. And before leaving, leave a like and a comment, and make sure you have those notifications on so you will not miss the next video. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next update. Bye.